right, everyone, welcome back to Brimbank Live on Live FM. You're listening to Lydia and my co-host Roshani. We are currently at the Neighbourhood Houses Sector Luncheon at Hotel Windsor, and we are joined by Angela, the board member of the Neighbourhood Houses. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. How has the day been for you so far?
It's such a great event, such an amazing turnout. It's really nice to see so many people get together after what was 2020.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to network again, share a nice meal, talk to people.
Definitely. Yeah. And can you briefly tell us what you do as a board member for the Neighbourhood Houses?
So I'm actually relatively new to the board. I was elected onto the board in November of last year. And I
critical time.
Wow. And then I was elected into the position of president shortly thereafter. So I have a lot of board experience, but I haven't been on the NHB board for, prior to this.
Yes.
And essentially we look at policy development, sector advocacy. We obviously are supportive of the entire neighbourhood house sector. We liaise with politicians to have policy reform. And of course put on events such as this. It's pretty amazing.
Amazing.
Wow.
I guess at the height of coronavirus, what was it that you were doing specifically to address or kind of service the community in that time?
That's a good question. I think the main priority for NHVIC was the well-being of all of our sector employees and staff. And I think the priority was to get the sector through that crucial period to be able to then support all of our members. So that was the priority. Now that we're at the tail end of that, we're able to start work again on strategy and future direction.
Yeah. And, you talk about all of the work that you do, and it really does hold the foundation of what people experience when they come into neighbourhood houses. Is there anything to look forward to in the next 12 months that you've got going on that could potentially change neighbourhood houses and really enhance what we're currently doing?
Good question. There is some stuff going on, but I'm not allowed to say
Top secret.
But it's all happening.
It is all happening.
It's all happening. There's lots of exciting stuff happening at the back end. And it's about watching this space. It's going to be really awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's so nice to hear that, policy is a big space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were talking about structural change. It was referenced earlier, and it really does come from these sorts of spaces. It's amazing to even meet, the person who is behind that in some capacity.
Absolutely. And just one last question. What do you love most about neighbourhood house and the neighbourhood house sector?
People connection, human interaction. I'm a very social person. COVID for me was really difficult because first of all, I nearly murdered my entire family with staying home for so long. We all really didn't do well for me. And I love to hear about people's stories. I love to understand why people are where they're at in their lives. And neighbourhood houses do that so exceptionally well. And I think that's my most favourite part.
Oh, wow. You would do just beautifully at Brimbank Live FM because all we do is unpack and storytell and all of that. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. For those listening, we're at the Neighbourhood House Sector Luncheon at the Hotel Windsor. I'm celebrating the neighbourhood houses around Victoria. You're listening to Lydia on Brimbank Live on Live FM, and I've got Roshani here and Angela just joined us. Thank you.